So, put together a video. So on the channel, you should see some things to look for while you're playing, some things to improve on, just stuff like that. But overall, awesome game, man. Awesome game. Very impressed. I was very proud, as as were everybody on the sidelines. Um, you guys started off this game extremely rocky. I've probably watched the game maybe 3 times, just going back through things. Excuse me. Um, I've probably watched all the games probably twice now, just while editing and things like that. But I just wanted to say that, you know, as a team who hasn't been together long, not much chemistry, short staffed as far as your roster goes. What you guys did in this championship game was very impressive, just simply because a lot of kids at your age group, if they start off really bad like that, going down 10-0, not making shots, not really playing defense, then 9 times out of 10, they go on to lose that game or get blown out. But you guys battled, you guys responded very well, and it's very unique for your age group to be able to do that. And that's what was extremely eye opening and very impressive to me overall. Um, if I was a scout or a recruiter, most times the recruiter or scout in an environment like that at Mid-America with multiple games going on, they would have moved on and went to another game and not continued to watch y'all's game. And I feel like that we were kind of psyched out, just hearing some of the comments about, the tall kid and him dunking and him being 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", whatever, man, we cannot get psyched out before games. That would be my biggest comment. Just hearing things before the game and after the game. This is why we play the game. At the end of the day, this is why we play. They put their shoes on and their shorts and their socks on just like we do. You have to go out there and play. If games were decided with what's on rosters and what's on paper, basketball would be very different. But like I said, you guys started off very rocky. Um, if someone was watching this game, like I said, they probably would have got up and left, but they would have been disappointed if someone would have called them within an hour or so saying that, hey, they actually came back and won the damn game. So, kudos, hats off to you. You guys responded very well. And let's get into it. Start the game off. Some rockiness. Travel. Goes Benny checking into the game or the concession stand, one of the two. All right. So I apologize on some of the camera angles. I was too busy watching the freaking game and not rotating as fast, but I believe that was a Fred turnover. Goes to kid scoring. So I will say that you guys struggled with the press very heavily. That could have been a turnover there. That has to be a pro hop into a layup, not just go right into it. At the high school level, the speed would be a lot faster, and that play will happen a lot faster, and that's why you have to kind of process through it. Bunny missed there. Should have used the glass. Transition defense. Like I said, the press were the biggest opportunity. Breaking the press and just handling the press and knowing when to help out in the press were the biggest opportunities. Ball security was the second biggest opportunity. Plays like that, you guys got lucky very early on that you were only down 10-0. I can probably count 3 or 4 shots within these first 5 minutes where they should have probably went up 20, 25 almost to zero on you guys, but they were just missing shots, and you guys came out extremely lackadaisical, um, with no intensity, no urgency. Um, let's rewind right here. This play right here is the play that frustrates coaches. Um, and if I were a player in the corner, it would frustrate the hell out of me. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's fast forward a little bit. So right here, boom. As the ball's swinging, we have a strong side and we have a weak side. If we look at this play just by itself, or this screenshot by itself, what do we see here? We have a guy who I believe maybe for the entire tournament maybe hit 1-3. And we have a guy over here who is completely open, in my opinion. We have Mason on the baseline with a big here. Fred's guy, technically, his assignment is completely turned away. I'll promise you, at a college level, at a high school level, with a guy who can jump athletically all day long, if I'm a coach here, if I swing the ball to, or get the ball to my guy here, I promise you, this guy right here is gonna go baseline, and I'm throwing a lob over the top, and he's gonna dunk on everybody. But we're not there yet, so we have to rely on our jump shot. So this is exactly what I see here. He's wide open, man's back is turned, top of the zone is completely turned, and as we roll through it, we just make some very bad reads. So you have a 6'5", 6'4" guy in front of number 2 here, who's, when he's fully extended, probably averages a 7'2", 7'2" plus wingspan. We're not going to get a high efficient shot over this guy, I promise you. And as you guys get more athletic and you guys grow and you progress through freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, these guys get way more athletic. They get way faster. So this process of processing what to do in these situations has to be very rapid, and it has to be good and accurate. Otherwise, you're probably either going to shoot a dumb shot, a bad shot, or you're going to turn the ball over, and it's going to result in you sitting on the bench next to coach. I promise you. Even at the high school level, it's basics. So he did a really good job at turning the corner and probing past the top 2 initial defenders. But this is where the mistake was made, is this guy here, his body language even says that he knows he's not getting the ball because of chemistry. So as we roll, this pass right here, or this shot, is not good. Typically at a high school level, this shot is getting blocked, or it's going to be an air ball, or a turnover, or something to that magnitude. This ball has to come to this corner. Has to. 99% of good basketball, that ball is getting moved to that corner, and we are getting the most efficient shot in basketball. The corner shot is the shortest distance to the goal with the most points, and a lot of shooters shoot it at a very high clip. Even on Fred's part, on this part, he could have easily moved up to a better kill zone and made the pass a little bit easier for the driver, to where if 42 should have been more so up towards where this line is here, and Fred most likely should have rotated to an easy passing lane here as this guy was rounding that corner. We call this a side shuffle. So he would have taken one shuffle here and another shuffle here as he's rounding this corner, seeing that a double team, technically a triple team, would have quadruple team if this guy typically comes down from the top if he knows 42 can't shoot. So very bad shot, very bad play. That ball has to get moved to the corner, and we get a wide open, efficient shot. It would have taken this guy 3 lengths of steps to get to Fred. Meanwhile, we're shooting a contested floater, which is statistically probably one of the worst shots that you can have in basketball in general. So we'll roll it. What do we get? We get a 1-footed floater, which had 0 chance. Look at this player right here. If that's me, if that's any other player, I'm irritated because I'm wide open, and this is the shot we get inside of a triple team. So that right there would get nipped in the bud at a high school level. I promise you. First time out, we're down 10 points, 5 points, 6 points. We have to make the easy plays. We have to make the right plays. It's not about scoring points. It's about making the right play first. And then if you have the ability to score, you score. But you always make the best play first for the team. And the best play on this play, which we had tunnel vision after we turned the corner. We didn't even see the triple team coming, let alone see our own teammate in the corner to the left. The ball has to go there. Look at his body language. Taking that shot affects way more than just the scoreboard. Taking that shot right there that he just took and not kicking that ball, watch the body language. Walking back, not sprinting, and then we should have had a layup here and a dunk, technically. They ended up scoring anyway. But if the ball goes in on the other end, does that play happen? 9 times out of 10, it does not, because after a score, we're pressing and then we're dropping back into a zone. If the ball was moved to that corner and we get a good shot, even if it's a miss, 9 times out of 10, it would have been a long miss across or just a ball up in the air, easy rebound. We could have gotten back and reset. But no, we took a triple team and allowed them to leak out and get easy free points, down 2-0. Here we are, right here. We have to have a triple-headed monster with a guy in the middle. So we have ball handler. We used to call this a diamond in high school. So you have a ball handler. You have one side of the diamond here. You have the back side of the diamond, and then you have another guy over here. Then you have a roamer on the back side that can go to either side corner and be available where there's spacing. Spacing's everything in the zone. Right now, we got guys with our back turned, not knowing what's going on. We don't know if we still have the ball, nothing. If these two guards were extremely aggressive and they would press up, it would force essentially us on offense to either move it to this side or move it to that side. But these guys have no clue what's going on. We have to get our heads turned around faster to be more alert and see what's happening at all times when we're on the court, because things happen fast. If he turns his ball over, transition offense is coming the other way rapid. These guys don't even know. Or if he tried to do a skip past to Fred here, this guy's jumping it. These guys don't even know. So here we are setting up in somewhat of a triangle instead of a diamond. He's still running up the court, not available. So we'll roll. One-handed pass to a corner. Not a great pass. Not a great shot. Like I said, we just came out very, very lazy, very, very lackadaisical, and our body language shows it. I don't know if it's fear or that we were just like it was a turnover, and luckily we got it back. We'll go back here. So we avoid a turnover here. We have a guy wide open over here the entire time, and our head is completely down. Completely down. You're driving towards a guy who is 6'5", instead of taking a midi here, kicking it to our guy 14 over here, or even hitting a dump down to our big, essentially, or hitting a corner over here. Essentially, we drive and we do dump it down, and then we get a jump ball, I believe, out of this. This guy was never even remotely looked at. His defender was never, ever anywhere in sight. This is what I'm saying. Just IQ, just good plays. Best play in that position is to drive, bring the two defenders to you. He made their correct bounce pass, but the whole time is the blinders are on. Typically, probably would have taken a shot, but that ball has to go to the 3-point shot every time. Body language. Our out of bounds sets were absolutely horrible. Not one screen set for anybody. Nobody set a screen. Nothing. Not one ball screen is set. He's getting double teamed. Fred on the backside. 1-2 shooter up top. Basketball is this. 42 go sets a screen on 30's man. Boom, 30 rolls off. 42 can dive down the middle, catch it, kick corner, or kick back to the inbounder. Basketball's so simple, but you have to screen. Instead, we're just watching the ball, trying to come get the ball ourselves. That's not the way basketball is designed. Basketball is more chess than checkers, as far as screening to get someone else open so that you can get the ball back. Turnover. Like some things can be avoided. That's just a bad turnover. Luckily, he gets it back. Then he turns it over again. Then we foul. Yeah, so it's just like we got to make the better play, man. Got to make better plays. Broken play, teardrop, leak out, dribble, behind the back, dribble. The worst play in basketball. I promise you, on any level you play on, you're getting subbed out immediately. That play right there is ridiculous. Um, Cannot happen, especially as a guard who's handling the ball and the score is 4-0. You're throwing a one-handed pass because you're getting double teamed 30 feet across the court. You're literally asking for the defender to just walk into easy points. I promise you. Just watch this. Instead of moving the ball back here, you got 10 seconds. He's maybe 3 seconds into the 10 count. Boom. You dribbled yourself into a corner and you literally try to come across court in a double team to a center, essentially, while you have a 6'5" athletic wing shooting the gap or just in the vicinity. Make the simple play and pitch it back to the other guard. It's not rocket science in this scenario. It's just simple things like this. Like in super competitive games and in high level basketball IQ moments, stuff like this can't happen. If this was late in the game, this would be extremely detrimental because typically this guy right here would have intercepted this pass and he's either dunking on this kid under here or he's fouling him and kid's getting an and one or something. There's nothing you can do one-on-one except foul or give him the points. And if this was late in the game, this would be extremely detrimental to your team. One-handed cross-court passes cannot happen. You need to either retreat dribble when you're in trouble or move the ball. The ball short distance, moving it before the double team comes causes less stress and less mistakes. Just kick it back to guy. And 30 can bring the ball up court. Easy play. They don't score. You don't get a turnover. You control the momentum of the game. This right here is opening the momentum of the game because he's about to get a fast break layup or whatever. And then boom. In a normal game, I promise you, he's dunking this or he's getting an and one or something. Boom. Like, simple stuff, man. Like I said, the body language was absolutely horrible to start this game. Sorry on the camera. I'm watching. I'm irritated. Here comes subs because we have no juice, no momentum, no nothing. Free throws, we got to make the freebies or at least have a good shot at it. We got to get it above the rim. It can't bounce off the front of the rim. That was the story of the day. Too many missed free throws. The ball has to be on the rim. Give it a chance. Get it up. It has to get over the rim. Then here we are. We got a fresh sub, and we literally miss free throws. Nobody boxes out or anything on the free throw. We got one guy lagging behind, and then here we are in a fast break situation right out of a missed free throw with the free throw shooter here. So we're technically in a zone, and we can't even get the zone set or the press set, which luckily leads to a deflection or out of bounds. But we got to do a better job at sprinting back directly out of a missed free throw or communicating. Sometimes it's better to go man or just pick up ball handler until you can get your zone set or get all your pieces in order as far as the zone goes. Corner pocket out of bounds. If it's a good team, that shot going in, or it's going to have a high probability of that team getting the rebound and getting 2 more points. Here we are again in the press, which leads to a turnover. I don't like the main thing that we were coached on growing up as a guard or a ball handler when you were getting full court pressed is You do not. So like if you look at the free throw elbows, like here and here, your main objective in a press as a ball handler, getting the ball as the first primary inlet on the court, is to stay within those lines all the way 94 feet up the court. You do not go to those corners. If you go to those corners, those are what we call death traps. Those are where coaches and defensive coaches want to squeeze you, because the out of bounds line and the backcourt line creates two additional defenders. So it's essentially a 3-on-1, and if they have two bodies coming at you with the line, that's three defenders. Or if you have a backcourt, once you cross, you now have four defenders. So those are death traps. Stay in the middle of the court. Stop going to the corner and creating these high pressure situations, knowing that we don't have the skill set to get out of it. If you keep it in the middle, you can go left, you can go right, you can pass over top. If you're squeezed to the right, you can only go left. Like there's nowhere to go. You have to keep it in the middle. Give yourself more opportunity, but less room for error. We get a layup. Let's see it again. In a press, this guy back here needs to be up more if you see that your team is struggling. We need to help out in the press. We have no communication. I haven't heard one guy the whole 5 minutes we've been in this video say anything, any corrections, any adjustments. All you have is coach yelling, and that's it. We have guards that haven't told people where to go, people what to do, ask for help, set a screen, nothing. We have zero communication. We have to talk. We have to communicate better. Boom. So now we got a two-man. Ball's moving. Triangle guy needs to be in front of this guy, shielding him so that he cannot jump a pass. Good split. Ball moves the right way. That's a perfect break of a press. On this play, I believe he makes this shot, but we have another shooter here with a triple team. Typically in high school basketball, they would want to see one of two things. So you have one defender, 2, 3, 4. I don't know where the fifth is just yet, but that was an extremely good contest. A lot of high school coaches would have wanted to see that drive baseline that was cut off, either the ball get reversed to the top and swung around to this guy, or if he had the angle to get past this guy on the baseline, they would have loved to see you try to shoot that gap and get this ball to this corner. This guy, Brody, could be a little deeper down here in this corner so that he can have the angle in the line sight for the pass. So as a guy who has no obligation in the corner while your ball handler is in trouble on the other side, you have to make yourself available. We have to be able to see each other. If there's three guys in front, I can't see you. So if you relocate and move deeper down, he can either skip it or he can, try to get it to you. A good person to watch do this in the league all the time is LeBron. He drives baseline and boom, that ball gets wrapped all the way to that corner every time. The play is makeable. You just have to be able to be seen, but also the ball handler has to be able to look for it. In this particular instance, we were looking for our shot. Luckily, the ball goes in. 9 times out of 10, that's a very low percentage shot. You're fading away over a 6'5" guy with a 7'2", 7'3" wingspan. That ball's not going in. That ball's going to come off the rim, and then these guys are leaking out immediately. But overall, on that one, beautiful shot. I'll go back so that we can see that full. So we had a press break, boom, boom. I got one guy picking up ball, drives baseline. Yeah. See, I mean, that was very close to being a block. That's what I'm talking about as far as the ball needed to be rotated back, or need to be, kicked to the corner, or just never drive to that trap, that death trap spot. That's another one. A good team is going to pin you down there and make you move the ball out. Way too easy scoring inside of a zone, fellas. Way to keep it in the middle. You got to keep your dribble alive. That's a good pass, but you got to keep that dribble alive. You cannot pick that ball up right there. You got to keep that thing alive. You got 10 seconds. We have to keep that timer in our head. You got 10 seconds to get that thing passed. So you can back dribble a little bit and then relocate and go the other way. So let's look at this play. This is probably one of my favorite plays in all of basketball. Is when you have a penetrating guard and everybody's in the right position. This is the beauty of the game right here. So you got Spence who catches, immediately goes into attack mode. I love it. Spacing is excellent. We got him driving, and this is the strong side. Spence is driving strong side. You got two knockdown shooters. Both of your bigs are on the backside, out of the way, not clogging the paint, nothing. We have a few different scenarios here. We got Spence driving, getting a floater in here, or typically if the big steps up, you got a dump down, or if this guy, he's already taken one step into the paint, boom, the kick is here or the kick is out here. And we roll it. He beats the double here. This guy's getting ready to contest at the rim, and this guy's looking for the same thing. So the right play, most coaches wouldn't want you to leave your feet simply because this guy could easily jump that route very easily, and he almost does. Initially catch, he's already looking at the rim. He sits down. This ball immediately should have been moved to the corner. As soon as this guy is within closeout range and this guy in the corner has nobody on him, this is what I call the triangle. So you had Spence. You had Spence drive, and then his man helped all the way into the paint. And so they are out of rotation. This top guy defender is out of the play. So the triangle is 14, Red, and Brody here. So when he kicks, this guy is obligated, which he was all the way down here. So now he rotated up in the zone. He has to rotate all the way out to this topside shooter. And so if the ball is immediately moved like a hot potato, lightning speed to the corner, this is an uncontested shot 99% out of the time, which is a high efficient shot. No matter who's in this corner, this ball should be a hot potato. He's most likely going to try to jump this lane. You can swing the ball over top, or you can catch it immediately, see what he's going to do. If he's sitting down, that means he's thinking he's either driving or he doesn't know what he's going to do. So boom, the ball's going if his hand is not out. The ball was, like I said, a little bit too late. If we play it in real time, as soon as he caught and he saw this guy sit down, boom, ball's moved right there. That ball was way too late. This guy, if he would have fully committed, he could have easily blocked that. That could have been an one easy. Timeout, 10-zip. Here we are. This is what I was talking about, scouting and just, if I was a recruit, 9 times out of 10, those guys are getting up and going to watch another game. There's no energy in the game. This typically 9 times out of 10 leads to red team blowing out white team. Nobody wants to watch that, so they move on. But you guys respond after this, after coach gives y'all a pep talk. This is kind of why I film too during, dead balls, timeouts, warm-up lines, just so y'all can see yourselves, see what people see from these seats over here. You have a full perspective of everything that's going on. This is why I coach to y'all all the time: body language, body language, body language. If your head's down after you miss a shot, or you airball, or you turn it over, everything you do, say, can be heard and can be seen. Body language is everything. It's one of the most important things. Self-confidence is also one of the most important things. Just because you miss a shot, it's not the end of the game. You still got 30 more minutes, 40 more minutes. Make up for it. It's a 10-point game at this point, and we're acting like we're down 40 with 2 minutes left. You hear me getting frustrated in the background. You'll probably hear me start cussing here in a minute, just because the talent level that you guys have on this team, even short-staffed, is really good. And to come out this flat is just ridiculous, man. If I were a coach, I would have burned all my damn timeouts just to fire y'all up. Or I'm getting a tech just to fire y'all up. Like, we have to come out faster, more aggressive. We even on defense, it was almost like we were psyched out, and that we just knew that we were going to lose. Like that mentality has to go out the window. We need to be aggressive. As a competitor, if I were down, or someone's kicking my ass, like, I'm bringing it. Like, pick up a foul, something. Like, I'm going to the rim, getting an and one, getting to the free throw line. I'm being ultra aggressive, just because someone has to bring the intensity. Someone has to bring the energy. Right here. So we start to pick it up, make them work. Boom. It's a good pass. That's a good shot. So be it. But we showed some aggression. It's okay. Down 13-zip. this entire sequence is horrible. Even from the outbounds, we have no communication. Oh, well, we'll let him shoot the shot. So where are we in our zone? We got backs turned here. We got hands on hips. This right here is a no-no. If this guy was anybody of any caliber, this ball's getting swung over because this guy don't even look like he want to be in the game. We have no awareness where anyone is on the court back here. We have a big just sitting here, even though it looks like he's loading up for a shot. Even if you go back and just watch, just, nobody's communicating as to who has who, nothing. Like, these are the little things, man. Hands in jersey. His hands was in his jersey. Hands on hip. We're not like every dead ball is an opportunity to communicate. We're not people watching to see what's going on. We're figuring out matchups. We're figuring out what people are. This man's wide open. This man's back is completely turned to the outlet. To the outlet. Why is he wide open? He's looking right at him, and we still don't go out there. And we have a strong side on this side, but we have no help over here. And look what happens. We had literally a whole minute to figure out what the hell we're doing, and we didn't do that. This is the part that drives coaches crazy. And as you guys get more advanced and more competitive in basketball, these are the breakdowns that you're going to get your ass ripped on because it's so simple. It's so simple. Pick up somebody, touch somebody, figure out who has who, or if someone rolls, communicate. We have no communication. We got hands on hip, hands in pocket, and we're looking at the referee and everything else that's going on that we should not be going on, and we're down 10-0. Simple things, man. Simple things. Typically, boom, that's a shot. That is a 3-ball at the high school level. It's going up, and if it's a good shooter, it's going in. I promise you. You're going to be down 13-0. We hesitated. We don't know what we're doing. We rotate out. We're too far off this guy. Rotate. Boom. They get their own rebound. Sloppy play, but inevitably leads to a good pass and a good shot, which the inlet should have been a shot and a make. Should have already been down 13-0. Boom. Right here. So we had a double team. How many guards do we have on the court? We have our center, our other center / power forward, and one guard up top. Where's the other guard here or someone in the middle? That typically should have been a deflection and a steal and a layup. So we have 4 defenders in the front court. Where are our guys at? I see 3 white jerseys. Somebody's open. Where are we at? Why are we not clapping the hell out of our hands as to something, He goes for a steal. So now he's out of position. So now we're extremely down. We advance the ball. We got 3 defenders on that side. This is not the shot that we want here. This is not the shot. We are open for a reason. We have to acknowledge that. And that right there is not the shot. This is the shot that misses, and then they go the other way and get an and one or a wide open 3 because we're not controlling the pace. We're down 13-0. You do this in a high school game, you're going to get grilled. I promise you. And in high school, your coach is going to tell you, do not shoot my basketball. Swing the ball. That's not a good shot. We almost turned it over twice, and then this is the shot that we get on the backside. It's not going to happen. We need to get something easy. We need to pump fake and get to the rim. We need to run some offense, but this shot, not acceptable. Fading to our left, not acceptable. And then his man shoots a wide open, practically uncontested 3 on the other side. Little things, man. Little things. Head down here, back turned. We just jogged up and down the court twice, shot a 3, got a 3 shot on us, and then the ball's already whipped up the court and practically in a threat position for a shot or a score. Luckily, probably the ball goes out of bounds. My bad on the camera. It's little stuff, man. We're down 13-0 with 8 minutes to go. I don't hear people pissed off. I don't hear people communicating. I don't hear people saying, let's do this, let's do that. I hear nothing. All I hear is crickets. Nothing. They sub in. Then now we have a little bit of aggression going on the front side here. We got hands moving, we got bodies attached, we got closeouts, we got hands, we got communication by Mason. Now we're rolling. Hands, boom, we're closing out, we're moving, we're boxing out, we get a rebound. That's basketball. That's how we roll. And then boom, we're breaking the press. We're going, we're breaking the press. Don't let them set up. Boom, good set, good swing. That's an and one or a good shot 9 times out of 10. That is beautiful basketball. That's the way it's supposed to be played.
Hey, Spence, don't let them set the press. Break it.
Same thing I was just saying. You can't turn the ball over if you don't have 3 people running at you, 2 people running at you. If you use your speed and you pick a good route to take, and you have an outlet to a guy or someone's open, you get plays like this every time. That was an excellent job at breaking the press and not letting them set. You let them set, they're going to typically get you in very bad positions. But if you can outmaneuver them, you get them in very bad positions, and it leads to what we just led to. Missed some free throws, but it's okay. It's a good look. Defense is starting to perk up. Very bad one-hand pass. Luckily was recoverable. We'll take it. We're on the board. Now we're perking up. We're moving up. Hands is going. Mason's captain in the back communicating. We're rotating. Hands are moving. Making them think. You see the hesitation? We're making them think. We're making them think. The small subtleness of just having your hands moving makes offensive players think twice about whether I should move this ball or not. That should have been a layup. We got lucky on that. I'm irritated. Obviously, you can hear me. Disregard. But just, I get irritated when we don't play both sides of the court, man. At any level, whether NBA, college, like our youth, you know, kids of your age, we like to have the ball in our hands. We like to shoot the threes. We like to dribble, things like that. But nobody wants to do the dirty work. Nobody wants to hustle on defense and exert all your energy to stop a guy from scoring. Nobody wants to box out. All we want to do is that right there, shoot threes. And the difference is a lot of kids who get a lot of playing time early on varsity, or they get to dress up, they do the dirty work. They're diving on the floors. They're locking good offensive players down. They're taking charges. They're doing all the little things. Coaches love those guys. They call those utility guys, Swiss guys, combo guys. Those are the guys that make it onto varsity first when your scoring is not your best attribute. And the fact that we're in a zone, which means you're in a shell and everybody helps everybody. If there's one weak link in that shell, everybody suffers. Because as soon as one guy's out of place, all you got to do is move the ball, and it puts everybody in a vulnerable spot. So the shell has to be tight. Everybody has to be on the same chain link to make that shell of a defense work. And if you have guys in the back that do not communicate, that do not try to help or exert energy to make a play, maybe even when they're out of position, it puts the guys in the front and the other guys in a vulnerable situation at all times.
Get that, Mace. Get that, Mace. Yes, sir.
At a normal high school level, they're probably going to call that foul just because of the body, and it just looked awkward. That's a good pass, clumsy catch. We got to reset here. We got to slow down. We got to slow down. That's a turnover all day long. We have to reset this. And a lot of times, as soon as we get a loose ball, we think immediately that we have to use our live dribble. At your age group, you can hold the ball for up to 4 seconds before you get a 5-second call. And then once you put the ball in the court, you get another reset. And if you create a gap between, you get another reset. So right here, we immediately start dribbling compared to if we would have immediately moved this ball to this corner, we are already loaded and ready to go. But instead, we dribble. This guy presses you anyway, and the ball never gets moved. The head has to be up, and it has to be able to see over people, to the right of people, to the left, or even under people. That ball has to be boom, and we get a shot. That is the end result of every possession, is to what? We win games by what? Scoring points. So we have to get shots up. If we're not getting shots up and we're turning it over and doing clumsy stuff, we're literally playing the game the reverse way than what we should be. The objective is to put points on this thingy up here. That ball has to be moved, because even if he catches it and this guy closes out, guess what? We're driving. 10 has a dump down, Mason has a kick, or we even just wrap it around. There's no shot clock at your age group level, even in high school. There's no shot clock, so you guys can dribble and run offense. There's no rush. We have this internal timer like hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, and we don't hold the ball here, bump him, and then figure out where you want to go, what you want to do. I bet if you would have created a triple threat spacing here, you could have bumped him off, and then you'd have saw this pass immediately, and then you could either came and got the ball back, or just run the offense. But even after this crossover, what did he do? He just took a step inward. This ball needs to be moved again. You got Mason over here. Now you got this guy helping. Like, once you demolish this guy, if you handle this dribble, the ball has to move. The ball in one motion moves faster than the 8 steps you take to get to this spot right here.
Be ready. Be ready.
Ball has to go to this corner. We have to get a shot there. That turnover is going to make you look really bad on tape, and the coach is going to lose confidence in you if that could have been avoided. Right there. See, hot potato. At the end of the sequence, we get a good shot. That's good offense. 13-4. Defense a little stagnant there, man. For the top of my zone here, let's go back 5. So, once he catches this ball, I always tell you guys to stay wide. When I say stay wide, that typically means when there's a shooter in this kill position. Right now, this responsibility here is of the bottom wing guys. Your triangle responsibility here is to not let him penetrate the middle and or squeeze a pass through the middle. This guy's body should be back tracing him, and then we should have another guy over here in this corner who is watching this guy. So he's staying wide. His responsibility is here and the middle. Brody's responsibility is here in the middle, except he makes a pass directly between the both of you, and then immediately both of your heads turn to the middle guy. And then watch what happens. Good basketball right here. Boom. This guy's back cutting. The ball's going to get bounced past here at a high school level. That's a dunk or a layup. Or when this ball's moved to this guy here, it's going to draw 10. Guess who's going to have a shot 99% of the time? Bada bing, bada boom. Guy with his hands up in the corner. It's easy basketball, but we cannot turn our heads. A lot of times is when I would play the top of the zone, my hand is out. That way, even if I do turn and this guy runs past, he has to push past my shoulder and my arm to make my head snap back around. And then now I'm connected to him until I can pass him off. But I'm not just going to give him a free lane, because typically you're going to get number 10 posterized once you guys grow into your bodies and get more athletic. He's getting dunked on, or he's getting an and one, or the ball's going to the corner and your zone is busted. Like I said, we're a shell, we're a unit. But that ball would have been bounced here, and you're still you still don't know where this guy is right now. And even then, so we still have a skip pass if this guy doesn't try to drive between 4 people. A skip pass to the corner. 10 don't know where this guy is. This is what I talk about is in shell defense, when you're in zone, communication is so important, but you got to see everybody at all times. We can't have 4 guys staring at one guy with the ball when there's other guys, because all it takes is for a guy to jump and throw a bullet pass to this guy over here, and you're getting a 3 ball all day. And typically, it's always a good shooter in the corner. Luckily, we get a steal and an outlet here.
Run.
Sorry, camera delay. I'm watching the game because I'm, and then I can already tell it was a turnover. Don't know who, don't remember who, but We got to be a little bit more secure there with the ball. As soon as we caught it, we went into hot potato status. We can't. We can't. Um, so right here, there's a bounce pass. There's a bounce pass. Going to the corner is creating a trap for him. You trying to split this is an option, but it would have had to been right now, and you would have had a kick to this guy, not the big, but the guy behind him. If that's the shooter, you would have had a kick laterally up here if you couldn't get this way. But this is what I'm talking about when I talk about attacking. You got to be in attack mode. If you're looking for a shot here, okay, this kid to the left is pretty athletic, and then you got a guy who closes down and pretty much belly bumps you on the backside here. Yeah, he belly bumps you and pokes it out. If you would have just squeezed in there and or wrap it to Spence, Spence has no defender on him. That's where I talk about moving the defense. The ball moves faster. We hesitate in a lot of situations because we're looking for something to do ourselves. If you would have just swung it, or if Spence would have dove down a little bit, it would have created a ripple effect and the ball would have moved through the offense, or we would have gotten an open shot. Compared to hot potato, that was a deflection there. This guy is in a trap position himself, and then he ends up getting it and going baseline, and we get a low percentage shot. This one-handed floater off of one leg, I see two guys in my entire career shoot that shot effectively at a very high clip. His name is Stephen Curry, and his other name is Kyrie Irving. Those are the only two guys that I know that can hit floaters, and even they miss it at a high percentage. It's a low percentage shot compared to getting a layup straight to the rim, or getting it off the glass, or getting a kick to the top of the three. Call me crazy, I would almost rather this ball get ping pong to Spence or whoever's on the wing for a wide open catch, load, shot from the top of the key. It's a high percentage rather than that shot right there. I hate that shot. If I owned a team, I would ban that shot. It's a layup, but it's a shot 6 feet from the rim. It's low percentage. You have to have an extreme amount of touch and shoot that shot a lot of times to be very efficient at that shot. And even the world's greatest touch shooter, Stephen Curry, doesn't shoot it very good. We would much rather prefer this or a kick out and we get a wide open three. Luckily, we make it. Got to be a steal. This is where you guys get extremely lucky on some missed shots. Um, Playing very lazy defense, low to react defense. Good shot and an and one. Late call. Take what they give you. Take what they give you. We'll kind of clip through this. Cannot happen. I don't care who you are. Cannot happen. Cannot happen. This is a prime example of we're in our own heads. We're down on ourselves. We're having a bad game. We just hit a and 1-3, and then we airball a free throw. You're down, I think 15-6 or something right now. Every point counts, man. This is like every coach preaches the free throw conversation, but the ball has to hit the rim. If we do not get the ball up on the rim, we might as well not even get a free throw attempt. Like, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. We're point shaving our own points. We have to give the ball a chance. We have to get the ball up there. And afterwards, the key focus: watch the head, watch the body language. Right. Body language. You just hit an and 1-3. Who cares? Get it back. Get it back. You just put 3 points on the board. Could have got 4. It's okay. But the air ball is disappointing, but go to the next play. And then guess what? We get subbed out, and then the body language even worsens. Even worsens.
Get the hell out of here. Jesus Christ.
I didn't like that call just because I felt like once the guy took the first 1, 2, he had the ball low and we tied him up. And in my opinion, I would have called that a jump ball. Once the guy fell after that is where he called the foul. Um, I just wasn't a fan of that. And then now we're shooting free throws. So immediately before we shoot free throws or before another team shoots free throws, we got a guard, a guard, a guard. So we have, I'm sorry, I'm pointing, not using my pointer. Guard, 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 center, center. I don't expect these two guys to communicate. There's only very rare guys that communicate very effectively, like your Draymond Greens and things like that at a pro level. But this guy right here, this guy right here, and this guy right here, they have nobody in the box. The rest of their team is getting coached over here. Before he shot these free throws, he's shot free throws before in this game, and I believe he made one, missed one. So we know that he's not a very effective free throw shooter. This is called paying attention to the game and knowing your personnel. I'm immediately, before he even shoots this, I don't believe it's a one-on-one. It might be. I know there's been a quite decent amount of fouls. But no, he misses. So yeah, I'm talking through my teeth. So here, as soon as he misses this, even beforehand, knowing that he's already missed free throws in this game and that he's not a good jump shot shooter, guess what we're doing? I got shooter or you got shooter. We're communicating. When these guys rat back in, we know who has who because 9 times out of 10, he's going to miss this second one. But guess what we don't see? Nothing. No communication between two primary guards. There's nothing over here. Even though you got 4 guys down here, typically these guys, after getting coached after the first miss, the ref would allow these guys to move back into their 2 box positions. But there's no communication, man. So we just think we're going to get the rebound naturally. And even though still weird things happen, he made the free throw. But I'm coaching in the hypothetical of if there's 2 bodies there, we need to be communicating and saying who has shooter and who has rotations out. Because if they get the rebound and we got 4 guys, 2 guys up here, then we're at a disadvantage because they have 3 guys down. That's a good jump on the route. Could have been a steal. This kid's hurt. Could have been another steal. Should have been another steal. Good rebound. Good outlet. Nice play. You guys are making a run. Damn. Beautiful sequence all together. Now you start to get the crowd into it because you guys are closing the gap, and we start to see some energy. We're starting to get effective on offense. Another thing that I noticed is I don't know why this coach set his starters for so long. I don't know if it was cockiness or whatever, but it ended up biting him in the ass because he ended up setting the tall kid and the starters for a very long time, and that's when you guys really closed the gap. I don't know what that was about or what, but I was paying attention to that the entire time. And even if you rewind the footage, the big kid and things like that were not in the game. I know this is AAU, and we're playing like it's AAU. This sequence right here is absolutely bad. We have to get a better look than this. Here we are again. I can't stress it enough. When the ball goes to the middle, we have to understand assignments. This is the main reason why I say stay wide a lot of times on the top of the zone because his responsibility is corner, number 10. 42 needs to be belly bumping dude in the back right here, skin tight. That way, because if you're here on his back, guess what happens when the ball comes on the front side? Guess what you can do? If you're even on the side of him, guess what you can do? Is deflect it. You can poke it out and he can feel you. So maybe he's a little timid and he don't like to be touched, XYZ, but he can feel your presence. Right now, he's just thinking he has the entire lane. And then once they go through the shenanigans, guess what? On the backside rotation, he catches it. Ball flies right past you here. The wideness is good, but guess what happens once the ball is actually swung in? Head turned again. You got a guy in the corner again. Responsibility for 10 is way out of the picture. 9 times out of 10, this ball needs to be zapped to this corner. And then if we rotate down, the ball's going to be wrapped up to number 5 right here for a shot. The ball moves faster than your feet. And this is a big thing going into high school that you'll see a difference is that good teams move the ball. Good teams are selfless. Good teams do not care about scoring. They care about winning. And this right here, offensively, should have been a zap. That's just a bad play. But defensively, your back is turned completely. Your back is turned completely. Let's say we don't get a jump ball or turnover, whatever, out of this play. I don't know the end result. If he keeps this ball high, you have a 3-point shot, you have a 3-point shot, and you have a 3-point shot. Good bigs, good hubs is what they call them. Guys who catch, kind of like the Jokic's and the Draymonds, where they let the offense run through them. If he keeps that ball even a little bit out of arm's distance, that ball moves. That ball's getting a shot, a very good shot, because you guys collapse every time. And if we don't get a steal or a turnover or something here, you're gonna be in trouble. And so he makes a good move. The ball still should have already been moved. That pass should have happened 10 minutes ago. Break the press. We got numbers. We got a guy here. This guy, head turn, needed to be sprinting. That creates a disadvantage. 3-on-2, essentially. If this guy was running, he would be about here, full sprint. And if this guy collapsed to 14 on the wing, or as he's driving here, then you get this kick to the corner. It's chess pieces, man. Chess pieces. But yet, this is what we get. We get an accelerated drive with clock not hurting us. The ball, this guy is not in any athletic stance. If we're not attacking to score here, which with him here, you're typically going to draw a charge with a good defender on a more advanced team. This ball should already been moved to this corner. Already been moved. Save your energy, save your time, move the ball, get the 3. But yet, this is what we get. We get a drive all the way to this guy and then a kick. Why? 9 times out of 10, if that's a solid defender, he would have stepped up on you and drawn a charge. Meanwhile, you're trying to jump and throw the ball. That's going to be the difference, is just quick decision making and the right play before it's too late. In my opinion, way too late. And we don't get a shot. Then this is what we get. Ball back court. Jibber jabber. Maybe I believe it was a trip, but still, we could have got a shot 10 minutes ago. Make the game simple. Make it simple. Move the ball, bounce back out, get it out, rotate it. That's simple. If you don't have a clear path to the rim or to do something other than that snake play, the ball needs to be moved. I'm not getting on you. I'm saying that's the right play. Save your energy. You ran a lot of minutes in this game. Save your energy.
Stay up, Brody. Stay up. Stay up.
What I'm yelling about right here is, we could tell when he caught the ball, obviously he's not in the shooting mindset anymore after bricking the 1 or 2 threes. So a shooter, instead of you rotating down to this corner, you should have stayed here and Spence. This guy does not need to be on the wing. He needs to be down here or in the middle. Spence should be on that side of the hash where he is, and Brody should be up here. You are the 2 guards in the game. Mason catches on the block, and you got one more kid in the game. This rotation needs to happen that way, and you got 2 backs turned, 3 backs turned, 4 backs turned. So right now, 22, you have a cutting ability. Even as soon as you see this, as soon as you see that entry pass, 23 and 22, boom, somebody has to probe it, wrap out, unless you see Mason just go into big boy bully ball and he's banging him down. But he gets it poked, and we get nothing out of it.
Hey.
But what I'm saying here at the top is, you inbounding doesn't make a lot of sense. I would rather 10 or 42 or even Mason inbound. We don't set screens, so it really don't even matter. But one of your best offensive weapons does not need to be inbounding the ball, unless it's going to be direct play for a kickback, catch and shoot, which I haven't seen happen one time. You don't need to be taking the ball out. physically one of the shortest guys on the team. If one of these big guys were to face guard you like two right in your face, you would struggle because you can't run the baseline. So I would much rather a big take the ball out and put you in a threat position. We don't have much offensive firepower out here right now. We got Mason with damn near triple team. We got 30 inside the triple team. 42's not a threat, and we got Brody trying to come off of a screen that ain't even being set. He's just running to open space. This is what I'm talking about. Like, we have nothing being set. If he just sets a down screen right here, Brody stops right behind the screen, ball comes, boom, tray ball. Or even if the screen is set a little bit deeper right here, boom, shot right here. Except we get nothing. And that's what I'm saying. That's why you shouldn't be taking the ball out. He almost deflected that. Just because of the angle, there's no play design, there's no screens being set, there's nothing available for us here, which makes a big difference, man. All right, take two. Sorry, this is taking a few days to record. Work has been crazy, but let's get back into it. Hopefully everything is still the same, give or take.
Stay up, Brody. Stay up. Out of the corner, bro. Up.
I'm not a fan of the shot. You're open for a reason. I mean, I get it. We all think we can shoot, but at the same time, man, we got to make the best play possible. I think the whole tournament, out of the 4 or 5 games that I went to, we hit one shot. So we got to find something else.
Out of the corner, bro. Up.
What I'm irritated is because Brody should be in one of these positions with the other guard. Spence is on this corner. We got Mason trying to seal here. Typically, this person would be over here in this corner or kind of down here, but we should be up here in relevant status. Bad shot, and it's an air ball. Not great. Man, if I'm coaching, this is one of those instances where I'm not scared to speak my mind. I don't care the age group. Basketball is basketball. I'm gonna call it as I see it. If we're in a full-point game after we had been getting our asses kicked the entire game and we're just not getting back into it, that's not a shot I want. Run some offense, do something different. What I'm saying here is stay in the background is because any of these guards, you can see the body language of these guys wanting to jump because these two guys are your sharks in the water. These two guys, they don't have discipline on defense. No one stays in their hub. As soon as the ball comes into their zone, then they immediately try to jump and lunge towards it, and it puts them in bad positions, and you guys should be capitalizing on it. There's 4 guys here, right? In the red jerseys. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in white. So that means that there's a matchup here. If this guy's coming forward, this ball immediately needs to go to Fred to create a 2-on-1 situation.
Look out, Brody.
Yeah. Ball should have been moved way sooner. Preferably if you keep the ball kind of in the middle of the hustle. Keep the ball in the middle of the court. That pass is a little bit easier compared to when you're riding the sideline. It doesn't give you much space to kind of operate inside of because of the 3rd and the 4th defenders. See a shot. In my opinion, he'd be shooting a lot more threes, or at least a lot more jump shots. I feel like the action is not designed to get him in open look opportunities. But that's definitely something as he goes into his high school career that should definitely be utilized. Or as guards, Spence, Brody, Fred, you need to get him in his good spots and get him there. Hell of a move. Hell of a move. Full court break. Euro step into a lay, force the timeout. So now this is kind of where you can feel the momentum starting to shift, mainly because you guys have asserted yourself as a starting lineup. Essentially, reducing the minutes of the other guys on the team. I think once Spence kind of took the helm, the action got a lot better. You could tell y'all's chemistry and spacing was a lot better. Um, just overall was 10 out of 10. I feel like that's when the comeback started on defense. Your zone was really good. You matched up well. And overall, just extreme success. You can even tell the body language of Red is starting to deplete. And you guys are in prime real estate. Can't coach enough, man. This stuff right here, no bueno. No bueno. If I'm a scout or a coach, man, I'm even if I'm this coach, when he gets back in the game, I'm attacking him. I'm frustrating him. I'm trying to get in his skin. I'm trying to get a tech out of him. I'm trying to foul him out. I'm trying to frustrate him. Like even as an opposition coach, or even as a other player, and this is things that I pray you guys pay attention to, is who's not very mentally headstrong, as far as just when they're not having a good game, as far as when, whatever it could be. Coach yelled at them. They're not playing as much as they used to. They're a starter. Whatever. You'll see it in practice in high school. You'll see it throughout your entire, next 4-year career, man. But body language is everything, brother. You're in a 1-point game, in a championship game, and we're slouched on the bench. No bueno. Even if you're having a bad game, cheer for the other guys. Don't ever be seen like this, man. I get it if you're pissed off and you're frustrated, but be there for your guys. Be there for your team. At the end of the day, win, lose, draw, you all got the same name on your jersey, and overall, you just don't want to be remembered for this, even in a loss. That's the one thing. Because as a opposing, I would take this as bad body language, sore loser, like number of different things. But if anything, man, you got to sit up and just take it on the chin, and just learn from it, be better, play better. This right here, like I watched this the whole game, and it literally drove me insane. I can't stand it. If it's my team, you will not play. And in high school, the pouting and the getting texts and aggression stuff, it will not fly. I promise you.
Let's go. Got to board it. Got to board it.
Guys in a 1-point game after being down 13 zip.
Jesus. Jesus. Board it. Got to board it. Got to board it. Let's go. Look up.
One-handed pass, but we'll take the result of it. Could have been a foul there. The main thing I pay attention to here is on the offensive play. Even after we got the rebound, right after this miss, we need to be gone. We need to be gone. As soon as you think your guy has it, leak. You're out of there.
Let's go. Got to board it. Got him.
I would say on this, we should have been able to get the ball out a lot faster. As a guard here, if you sprint across this lane or fill this lane, this ball should come to you. But I would come towards the middle here, because typically what I would see is if we didn't have Brody long, they would have trapped the hell out of him even in this corner. So you would have needed to stay with Mason and overall just be in this vicinity, because they would have sent that.
Jesus. He got to be able to land.
Yeah. So like that was what I was yelling about, is even on a jump shot, even on a layup, your verticality positional is squared away. At the high school level, this will be a call, because what you'll see a lot of times is you'll come down, or this guy come down, and you roll your ankle. And that was the main reason why that rule was put in place, is because you have to be able to land up and down, up and down. As long as you're not kicking legs and trying to draw contact left or right, you're up and down and come down. That's getting called all day, and it's an and one. But this right here causes a lot of injuries, a lot of ankles, a lot of broken stuff. A lot of Achilles is just this right here. Man has no shot in hell at blocking the ball or making a play, but he scoots underneath you. And he knows what he's doing, because that's not a natural basketball play. And you can tell because he scoots under. and the hands are down, and then after he's guilty conscience wise, he does the I didn't do nothing. Like there's no basketball play to be made here. Just get the hell out of the way. And that's the type of stuff back in my day. I'm getting up and I'm hot because 9 times out of 10 I would have rolled my ankle. So you just gotta pinpoint those things to referees, even though he saw it. These guys are getting paid $50 a game. I get it, but you can still point stuff out. That way, that they missed a call and you make them aware. You can do it without being confrontational, but you can bring something to their attention. Even if you go, hey, like that's legal. They're not going to tech you up unless you've been jawing the whole game. Then you might get in trouble. The game is really sloppy right here at the end of the first. Back and forth, cupcake call, all good. We'll roll through it. Same thing here, communication wise. We got subs coming in and out. We got nobody communicating who has shooter. We got nobody who's communicating, who's leaking out, like who's taking the ball out, who's screening for who. Like right here, like there needs to be communication. Even at a high level, basketball, even at a high level in high school, even though we got a really good shot and, inevitably airball, we got to communicate on that play there, man. We got to get a better look, a better something. Oh, wow, this is turning black on me. Get the footage there. Okay, cut that out next time. All right, so second half, down one. Let's see what we got here. Really good play, really solid play. Best offense they probably made the entire game. Yeah, so here, this ball, as soon as we see it, has to go faster. Has to go faster. This side to side stuff, knowing that the jump is coming, as soon as you make your first move, he was open the entire time, and then we throw it right in the nick of time, and 2 almost intercepts it. Just stuff like that, man. The ball has to move quick, and even as the big guy, if you know you're in close proximity to other guys, close the gap and come back and catch and just secure that they're going to run through your body, or that you're not going to turn the ball over. Just simple basketball stuff is, instead of reaching all the way out here to catch the ball, come back and then extend and bring it in, but also shorten the distance to help your guy out. Because as soon as you catch, if you look to the right, 14 was up the court, 30's up the court, like we're moving already, but that could have became a turnover already in a close game. Well, I'm probably watching the game and I missed the clip, but we most likely turned the ball over there, I believe. All good. Super passive. They had a few shots. Just bad touch. Otherwise, it's a good look. Good cut, 14. Good cut. Good look. Our transition defense struggled really bad. Good pass. Solid pass. We got to make those, Fred. Those are bunnies, man. Use the glass. Could have been a silly foul. We don't need it. We don't need it. Got to stay out of foul trouble, Mace. Don't reach, man. Just get back into play. Hands up. Keep sliding. Stay available. Could even hurt yourself there. That's the other side of it. You're already gassed a little bit, Save your energy, man. Just get back into play. We'll zoom through this. Kid's been missing free throws all game, so in late clutch situations, this is the guy to foul right here. Even at an 8th grade, 9th grade level, you got to pay attention to the game. Good pass. That ball has to go, Spence. That ball, you should have known where he was automatically, and that ball should have been whipped directly to his shot pocket. That's a Trey ball right here. As soon as you catch it, that should have been over the top, bang. And if this guy would have came running, he had a dump down to Mace. Boom. Should have been sooner. Still got a good look. Could have easily made it, but the ball has to whip faster. Yeah. In the second half, I feel like they got extremely passive and just started playing outside of themselves because y'all were not the team that they were expecting, especially after closing the 13-0 gap. Good offense. Yeah. I couldn't see it fully, but pass. Good D. Way to recover. Get out. Got to run 30. I'm watching the game. Sorry for the delay spin on the camera. Mason hit a shot or three or something. Solid. 1 point game. We're pacing. Can't turn our back here in the zone. We got to see man and ball. If you had a very high IQ player, 5 would have easily kicked that to the corner as soon as he put you in the triangle. Same thing I talked about earlier. Triangles here, boom, boom. This pass right here. Give up, sacrifice your shot. Draw him to you. Boom. Get a wide open smacker right there. The zone is easy, man. When teams play zone, you should be licking your chops, especially to shoot threes. Man to man, a little bit different beast, but the team's in zone. I mean, just the faster the ball moves, like the easier it is to score. But it's also chess pieces at the same time. If you just sometimes be a little patient, you can get damn good shots. That's good patience right there to give it up instead of shooting the 3. Not a great shot. Gotta catch those. Out of place. Yeah, good spacing. Corner. Yeah. When one person is out of place in the zone, man, it costs everybody. It just sends you into a rubber band type of motion where it's just ping, 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 and then someone eventually gets scored on. Really lazy shot, man. We got to be way more aggressive on that, get it off the glass, draw some contact, but we can't be that pretty and try to just finesse it up, man. You miss those at the next level, it's hell to pay. Probably getting cussed out and subbed out. Right here. Exhibit A. Hands, Spence. Hands, Brody. Hands are a deterrent. Hands. Mace does a good job always having hands ready. Good shot, bad miss. Spacing here. Good pass. Good shot. Good follow through. Good rebound, Mace. Could have been and 1. Up 1. 10 to go. This kid, I was expecting to be a lot better, a lot more aggressive. He did not want to go past the 3-point line late in the game. I think he had maybe 1 layup. That's about it. I don't think he touched the paint besides on defense. I think it was just inexperience as far as coaching on their part. They shot maybe 80% threes, man. You can count on one hand how many looks they really got at the rim consistently. I feel like they probably shot more free throws than they shot short range attempts. I think the audio is a little desynced for whatever reason. Why the audio is desynced. Making it harder than what it is. Move it. Bang. Shot. I'll probably just mute it for now. All right. Can't happen, man. I don't need to vent on it. Just uncontested turnover with very little defense. It cannot happen. Sorry for the camera. Surprised he didn't call a foul. I feel like that ref was looking at the shot, not at the follow through. Probably a foul for sure. Way too easy, man. They missed a lot of bunnies. The game should have been a lot different or a lot closer than what it really was. They missed a lot of chippies. For whatever reason.
That's it. Let's go. Push, 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 push.
I don't know why this stuff is so desynced. I have to take a look at that. Probably won't bother with this game. Good probe, good drive, good shot. Just got to knock it down. Good trap, good natural trap. That's solid. Got to tie that ball up and get a jump ball or something. Decent closeout, not great. Another bunny that they missed. We're pushing. Way to probe, way to back it out. Yeah, it's riding. Way to move it. Way to move it. Get an excellent shot. See what happens when you move it. Bang. Easy money, man. All started with the probe and then the wrap back around. If you make the defense move, somebody's open. I promise you. It's when we hold the ball and we dribble, 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 then dumb stuff happens. Good defense, good closeout. You got to sit down there. Um, a telltale sign that I would always look for on a closeout. Let's see if I can get close enough here. So, one, your whole back is turned. You could have made it easier on your side on yourself here. Um, I get the rotation that y'all are in. Um, However, this guy is way overextended. You're way down here, Spence. Yeah, we're just all out of whack here. If that ball was moved sooner, it would have been an easy three. But even on this closeout, when you see him drop right here, and he doesn't move the position of the ball, I would always watch the ball and kind of like waist level. Um, if you follow the ball tells you everything you need to know. You're watching him, so like your eyes are up watching him. That can fool you. But watch the ball level, hip level. It doesn't lie. The whole motion starts with him bringing this ball across. That's one of the closeout things that I would look at. Or if you come out and you shuffle instead of taking these wide gaps, it'll help you slow down, and then if he does raise up, you'll still be able to contest vertically or open up and slide with him and potentially draw a charge if you can anticipate the direction that he's opening up to, which for this guy was predictable from a mile away. And you get beat and put your team in a defensive um in a bad defensive position. Luckily, this guy is just psyched out of the game and they're missing bunnies. It's a 2 point game. They've missed a few bunnies. Like I said, they should be in a far different position than what they are. But this is why I'm kind of give you the high level execution as far as if you were to play a highly talented, high IQ team, um, y'all would probably be still down right now, just from the way y'all are playing and how many shots they're missing. We're not solid on defense. Um, we're honestly just getting lucky. I'm surprised that wasn't a foul the way he brought his hands down. But some refs call it when they change the shot. Some refs don't call it. Good shot, good set. We make or miss, but that's solid. He's set. He's not fading left or right like the other two he took. Girl step, makeup call. If 10 just stays vertical and never like goes into his space, he probably avoids a foul there. Same guy, a bunch of missed free throws. We need to be communicating. Um, Even though they have nobody down here. For high level basketball, that's something that needs to be communicated. Hey, you got shooter, who you got, who you guard, until you drop back in your zone, or if you pick up in 100, which is full court, and drop back to 50, which is half court, zone or defense. Whether some coaches call it 23, which is 2-3, half court press is 50, full court press is 100. Everybody has different terminology. That's the basics. Most coaches pick up in 100, drop back to 50, or drop back to a 2-3, depending on the situation. Um, but he made a free throw there. As to why they don't put people in the box knowing he's a bad free throw shooter, I don't understand. That's just new age basketball, I guess. So late in the game is kind of when I started yelling, um, get into the pick and roll, get into the pick and roll. When you have a good solid guard, the pick and roll, high pick and roll, especially when someone wants to go man or kind of ride you like that screen to get them off you every time, and eventually they'll start anticipating the screen a little bit, and so it opens up the avenue. You just got to make sure nobody on the other side of the screen jumps up in front of you like the one late in the game where you get tied up in the jump ball, Spence. But um, yeah, Mason struggled with free throws. He's leaving them short, but then down the stretch, he start banging them out. Highly impressed.
Big bucket, big bucket.
Yeah, no audio. I don't know what's going on with that, man. Wish I knew.
There it is. Good screen, Mace. Good screen, Mace. Good screen, Mace. Yeah, let's go. Wake up.
Wish I could fix it. I think the audio is farther ahead than what the game is for whatever reason. All good. Same thing here. Screen, boom. So they're trying to go man. Good screen, good shot. It's open every time. Bread and butter. Basketball is so simple if you just leave it to the basics. Screen, high screen. And then if they want to get razzle dazzle and they want to start playing the screen, guess who's wide open? Watch right after he sets it, right? His eyes are where? His eyes looking at who's coming off. A decent player, he would have been up at a varsity level. This player would have been high right here to stop the rotation. But he's kind of hugging here, so maybe not in this sequence, but typically in the pick and roll, Mason immediately, if this guy's up farther, Mason's going to be able to seal or drive straight down the lane and be wide open for a lay. But beautiful play. Beautiful play. This is what I kept yelling towards the entire end of this game is keep running it, whether it was Mace setting it or 42 setting it. But the pick and roll was open because as soon as they start playing the roll action from the guard, the wings are going to be open, the dive man's going to be open, and then the wrap back on the backside is going to be open. It's simple, man. It's simple. But this is where you guys really start to separate, and this is where you kind of see the championship pedigree and just mental toughness start to come through. The body language on the other team starts to sag even more because I think you guys open this up to about a 10-point spread, and you can tell that these guys are just not too happy. I mean, they're missing a lot of bunnies, a lot of chip shots. You guys are kind of, I mean, honestly, playing some really decent defense, closing out, not giving available shots like you guys were in that first half. A lot of fast break points, a lot of turnovers. You guys really adjusted. I think you guys only had maybe one or two turnovers in the entire second, outside of jump balls. Um, good body on the middle here. Good touch on the middle there. Like that, that's that rubber band. When you move, it bounces back. When you move, it bounces back. That's how we just gotta play. Here, one hand pass, can't have it. Telegraphed it the entire way. Good defense. Boom, way to break it. Way to snake it. Good pass. Rebound Mace. Good rebound boy. Yep. What do you call? Call foul. I didn't see it. Oh, was that on the three? Yeah, that was on the three. Nice. Couldn't see it. We'll take it. Clutch Freebs. Way to knock down. Follow through. Good base. Solid. Up 9. Yeah, he's calling for a screen. The kid doesn't recognize it. Leads him right into a double team. Same play as the last 10 he's done. He drives left. Pro hop. Could have been a travel. Think he gets a hand. I mean, no, he doesn't get it. Then he throws the ball at Mace. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, come on, man. Surprised Mace didn't go supernova Super Saiyan on him. I know I would have. Throw the ball at my face. Good outlet. Got to be careful there to not pick up a foul. No contact. They're back into 100 on the press. Good, 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 good. Snap. Beautiful snap. If you don't foul, it's a bucket or a kick. Beautiful. Mace is a perfect hub, is what they like to call a lot of guys that are the offenses ran through are just very smart, cerebral players. Get the ball to them, and good things typically happen. Is that where he called the push off? This is where I'm yelling in the background. He flopped his ass off. Come on, man. Come on, man. And then if my memory serves me correctly, um, the ref knew he flopped from all that clapping and all that body language. A makeup call comes right after it. I believe it's a moving screen or something like that, or travel makeup call. Refs know, man. Refs know. Sometimes they get fooled, but the game within the game, they typically, make it right. You just know. But if he wouldn't have done all that clapping and that yapping to the crowd there, um, we probably don't get the makeup call. But he sold it way too much, even though he fooled the ref. But if you just go on to the next play, typically, you can get away with stuff like that. I don't know what. Oh, I'm moving the camera down on this play, so sorry for the bad footage. Good play there. Up. Don't know what they called there. Foul, obviously. On this Mace, you got to be up higher, ready to go, and set it so he can dibble and dabble. Good screen there. It has to be a pitch sooner. Would have been a shot. Good play. Good bang. And this is where he called foul on somebody. All good. Out of bounds. Got to stay wider there. That was easy bounce pass. Uh, could have been an and one there. We got to be careful on those. Can't let him get that deep off the pro hop. Got to body him. The guards let Mace down on that one there at the top, um, just because this guy should have stopped this progress. So that's one. We allowed the entry pass to the middle when we could easily had our hands up here. Like if your hand is out, it kind of deters it a little bit. And then on the backside, we don't do a good job at helping Mace play a double action. Got to help each other. The more active your hands are, the more it makes them think and the more time it takes for them to process what's going on, which gives us the chance to cover up some blemishes and with mistakes that we might make. But good thing is Kid's probably 3 for 10. Um, Missed a lot of free throws. Like I said, man, this game could have been a lot closer if it was a more competitive team. A little bit better coaching. I don't know their history or how long they've been together in chemistry and stuff, but I mean, to the naked eye, it looks like they've been playing together a while. They just didn't make very good adjustments. Way to get shooter. Got to be a little bit more aggressive just in case that ball comes off the front there. You got to really box him out. Forget what happens here. 4 minutes, up 6. Good move, good crossover. Beautiful look. Just got to knock him down. Hands. Yeah, got to be vertical. If your hands are vertical and don't bring them down, um, it was the right forearm on the bump that got that foul. That bump right there down low. If you just keep both up, 9 times out of 10, he might still make it, but um, you don't get the foul call for the body, which leads to a 3-point play instead of a 0 or a 2. Just missed a lot of free throws. Should be a 2-point game if they would have just made free throws down the stretch here. That was a hell of a move by 10. That was the best move I've seen him make all tournament. Hopefully he keeps developing. He's going to be a very good player, man. He's smart. He knows where to be. He's a good teammate. I loved watching him. He deserved it. And then I think Kid got a tech here or fouled out. Body language, man. Body language. Was a little confused on some of this. No, he shot the foul. Excuse me. Um, Foul call, tech call, then side out of bounds. 3 minutes, 44, no rush. So, prime example of what I'm saying is, as a guard, your job is to control pace. I believe I was yelling, um, to slow down, control the pace, things like that. This play right here cannot happen. Cannot happen. You have literally if you were to catch the ball, you have up to 5 seconds. I call it 4 before you get the penalty. Once you dribble, you have another up to 4, up to 5, but really 4. So that's a total of 8 seconds. Once you separate a gap, it resets, and you keep doing that. But to turn the ball over this way is unacceptable. This kid, he was more so just trying to stay in front of you, wasn't doing nothing crazy, wasn't reaching. He was just making you uncomfortable, and your natural instinct was to speed up. As a guard, you got to control your own pace. It's your world. They just live in it. You're up, no time and score. All the dribbling and stuff, you could easily pinged it here. He could easily taken the shot, or he would have hit you back. Your big man. The main thing I would have called for is an immediate screen as soon as I crossed the half. Run our same stuff. Why are we going away from it? Why like nobody's screening over here? So come scream for the damn ball. That screen, if it was Mason, would have been like right here. He would have already been into this action. That's just chemistry. Some 10 or 42, 32, whatever the number is, has to be up to get this guy off of this guy until we can create some action to get somebody a wide open shot. But instead, the other side part is you should have just taken him right here. If you would have snaked into his body and just went towards the rim, either this guy collapses and you create the triangle over here and you get this guy a look. But your job is to not turn the ball over, get a look at bare minimum. You could have kept going. He was going to come over to you, and this guy would have been wide. You could easily just picked up the dribble here and still moved it, and he would have had at least a second or two to get a good shot off. Still could have got a good shot off. That's just what I call tunnel vision and just locked into dribbling. He reaches, Could have been a foul call. You get a double reach, maybe a foul, but you know, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles and it makes you look really bad. But overall, that whole play could have been avoided. That could have been another steal right there. Same thing again. What is this? Why are we going 1,000 miles an hour? Control the clock, control the time. You come across court, 42's higher now. He could have easily came and set the screen, but it's your job to call for it. 42's not a guard. 42's not going to have the IQ to be like, let me, no. He's looking for a shot here or something offensively or to just help. But he should have came or you should have called fist and have him come over and set it and just defensive dribble until your screen gets there. Turn your back to big guy. He's going to reach and foul you. But you literally did the same exact dribble pattern, exact same cadence once you got it across. He gives you a little pressure. You go right into hitting the turbo button R2 on the controller and you go right back in. So as soon as he starts to open up, you do the same crossover like you did over here. And then this time you just protected the ball, but you're still sped up. This right here needs to be a screen. We don't need to be handing the ball off to a big. If you're tired, that's one thing. Reset and get it back. But he needs to be screening, not coming to get the ball as if he's a dribbling offensive triple threat monster up here. That right there would have been a blocking foul because you can't put the knee into the side to impede progress. You got to keep your dribble alive. What did I just say? That's what he's looking for, but that's IQ. You got 3 minutes on the clock. You're damn near up 10, and this is the shot we get contested, almost a 35 footer. No bueno. That's not gonna work. That is gonna lose you games. And as a guard, it's gonna be on your shoulders because you have the ball 90% of the time, and we did not execute down the stretch. This shot in a varsity level game gets you subbed out. If it goes in, to give you a little cushion, but 9 times out of 10, it's not going in because it's a bad shot. You're getting yelled at, and somebody's getting up to sub you out immediately. Good thing we made it. Still a bad shot. Still a bad sequence on offense. No hands, no nothing. We were literally able to whip the ball through the core across our faces in a 2-3 zone, man. There's just some things that should just not happen. Watch this. Watch this alley right here to this pass. We got 1 hand, 2 hand, 3 hand, 4 hand, and potentially a 5 hand here. But this ball makes it all the way through this alley here, and nobody even becomes within 12 inches of it. Watch. Look at this. Look at this gap. Look at this gap. As the big, you need to be here. It's almost like you ever seen a dice or a domino, the 5-sided? That's where you need to be, is the anchor in the middle. You playing this deep doesn't help nothing. There's nobody on the baseline. The 2-3 at the top is decent, but no hands, man. No hands. If the big in the middle is here, right where he is, this pass don't happen. Can't happen. Should have been an one. Kid has all the right intangibles. Um, they just missed a lot of bunnies, man. Even if he made free throws, I still feel like it's a 3-4 point game. Kid missed a lot of free throws. Him and this kid right here missed a lot of free throws. This kid was just non-existent. Wasn't aggressive. I don't necessarily think he's grown into his body yet. But he's gonna be good, man. He just has to be a little bit more aggressive. They got to put him in better action than just standing out on the wing and dribbling. But did not get good looks whatsoever. That's the other thing, man. Tuck your jerseys in. Respect the game. Tuck your jerseys in. Put your drawstrings in. Respect the uniform. Respect the game. Something I was big on, man. And have it tucked in when you come on the court. As soon as you lace them up, tuck your stuff in, tie it up. If your strings are tied, your jersey don't come out. That's why they're there to simultaneously keep your pants up, but also keep your jersey from coming out. As a ref, there's nothing more annoying than them having to tell you tuck your jersey in. There's nothing more annoying than your jersey coming out every 2, 3, 4, 5 plays. You having to tuck it in. Come on, let's get it together. was it? I know where I messed up the audio now. But still a ball game. Kind of got it in luck. Like I said, this is the main reason why I like to um, film the benches, film the warm ups. You get a good look, man. I don't know if his back is hurting or if he's hurt or what, but sit in a chair. There's plenty of chairs. Just sit in a chair, man. Tie your drawstrings up. That's exactly what I was just talking about. Having to readjust. Should be worried about who's setting the screen. Sorry on the delay here. Good triple threat. Way to beat the press. This right here is exactly what I was talking about a few plays ago. Is that defensive threat stance on that one where you were sped up and dribbling? Like turn your back to him and make him work. He has to come through you. You have a really good foot speed. You have a really good pound dribble. Make him work. And if he really gets aggressive and you think he's getting the better of you, then you move it. Catch your breath, get it back. But this right here is exactly what I'm saying. Time and clock. This is how you need to play. This pace, beautiful. This is what I love to see right here. You're analyzing, you're figuring out how can I pick them the hell apart. And him, barbecue chicken alert. Here comes your screen. Screen should have been sooner, but beautiful action. This right here is what you want to see. This guy, I would love for him to be a little bit higher, just so he can be ready to shoot. Number 10 is your dunker spot typically. So when you come around off the screen and you turn this corner, you start coming at this guy. This is the guy you're eyeballing. The dump pass is going to be there for 10 at a varsity level. Unfortunately, on this one, this is what I was talking about earlier, is when you come off the screen, you got to anticipate late in games that at a varsity level, guard to guard or just athletic wings like 15. This is the archetype that all players are starting to evolve into. Everybody's skinny, everybody has really good foot speed. So what they're going to do, whether you're in man or you're in zone, they're switching. That way the screens are non-effective. They do it in the NBA, they do it in college, they do it in high school now. Everybody switches everything. The only players that kind of get put in that blender are archetypes like 42, 10, and some other bigger, maybe slower guys. But slinky guards like this, they're gonna switch and they're gonna jump you. So um, you got to anticipate that. You can kind of see it coming. What I would like to do typically is when I knew a screen was coming from my left or from my right, I'm looking at his man to see his body language. He's looking at you, so he knows something's coming. And if he knows that this is typically the screener, you got to realize the IQ. He looked at Brody to see what he was going to do, try to figure out what action to take. And then his job was to come with the screener. He's eyeballing you the whole time. He sees you about to reverse dribble and come around it. And so his jump is initial. The beautiful play that you could do, that you could master, is a fine split. As soon as he starts to come up right off your man's backside, split it. Just plant and then throw it through and go. I promise you, you'll be in a one-on-one action in this space with this guy coming up. But right here, um, we'll just play the whole thing. So you're watching, boom, right here. Your split was through here. Or if you just stop, this guy's gonna run you over. That's what I call a snake drill or a snake dribble. Is even if you would have like sidestep, 15 was just gonna plow through you. You take the foul, take the points. Could have been a foul. 9 times out of 10 at your age group, they're gonna call a jump ball. They're gonna, just try to get the game over with, play through it. Way to walk him. Um, Got to stay out of there. Got to stay out of there. We got to be way more aggressive. Bad pass because the pass is high. So you could escape to the right, or just keep the ball moving. Don't just block the ball in one place. You triple threat, boom, 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 and you're looking for your guard. You're looking for here. You dribble one time, and then you could jump and move it. But you don't want to just catch it and go down here. That's the last place you want to be. Even if it's extended a little bit over to where you can do this joystick kind of motion. Keep the ball moving. They can't tie it up. And then if they do reach, they're going to smack some forearms. You're going to be able to move it a little bit. But the last thing you want to do is just clam up and go down like that. Um, You can at least dribble it, keep it alive, do it an escape dribble, create some distance, and then jump if you got to. Which I hate that play, but it has to happen sometimes. You jump and you get a bounce pass or you get an overhead lob to Spence or whoever's in that middle, and you just go just like that right there. Sometimes you got to make that jump pass. It is what it is as a guard, but we'd rather that than a tie up because if that possession arrow is going the other way, it's not too shabby, even though you're up 10. But overall, man, like I said, I was highly impressed the way that y'all executed. I feel like once y'all changed the lineup a little bit and got, set in stone, I think y'all really locked in. Highly impressed with the ability to bounce back. Like I said, should have been a foul. I remember screaming on that one. We got to get back. Can't be giving up dunks late, momentum grabbers. We can't do that. We still got to run our stuff. We can't be frantic. We can't be doing this stuff right here. That's another dunk at the high school level. We got to be better. Got to be better in these crutch time situations with timeouts, without timeouts. We got to figure out something different as far as just somebody getting open. There's another one. That's a bad position to be in. Um, I would say the best move there is for one person to screen across from another person. That way, if Spence, you start over here, or vice versa, someone can screen for you coming across. That way, you can snake up the court. But these def corners, man, I can't stress enough. That is the last place you want to be, especially at a high school level with extremely athletic people guarding you. It is a shit show, man. It is not something that you want to be in. It's stressful at at night when you go home and go to sleep. Those are the ones that you'll think about is like, dang, like why did I keep getting trapped in the corner? Like how many times did I turn the ball over? Like those things right there is what separates really good players from really average players is not turning the ball over, not putting your team in stressful, sticky situations, especially in the clutch. Um, in my opinion, like I said, the whole game, this game should have been a lot damn closer if they make free throws and they don't miss a lot of bunnies. Y'all are probably losing in that scenario, maybe like a 54-49 type of thing. That's why it's imperative that you execute in these late game situations. You get used to being in uncomfortable situations. You know how to control your breathing. You'll see me do this a lot. Every break you get, you don't need to be hunched over and huffing and puffing. You need to be controlling your breathing and really trying to muster up every piece of sauce you can for the end game, man. Because I promise you, at the JV, at the varsity level, you're gonna be gassed. The legs gonna feel like noodles every time you shoot it. It's gonna feel like it's like a kite in the wind, man. So in those situations, you gotta know how to at least take care of the ball, get the ball to someone with fresher legs, get to the free throw line, knock down some freebies, stuff like that. That's how you win, man. Because you're going to be exerting a lot of energy chasing the losing team on defense because they're going to be frantic. They're going to be chucking up threes. They're going to be 100 miles an hour because they're essentially fighting the clock. And so are you. But they're a little bit more aggressive. And then typically coaches and players on the winning side in the late game, they start to go into this conservative mode to where you're not looking to score. So the points typically get piled on and becomes really interesting games. That's why we play the game, man. It's a beautiful game. It is a beautiful game, but we have to execute down the stretch. Um, Great way to pick it up so they can't kill clock. Great way to rotate back. Um, that was a and one. I didn't agree with that. That's a trash play. So be it. Like I said, man, score should have been a lot different from what it was. Free throws. Story of the game for them is free throws. Even though they play like absolute trash, free throws. Sorry with the camera. There's a little delay. Um, can't have it. Can't have it. I think he got a tech there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't remember what fully happened there, but spent a lot of time debating it. Crazy. I also add I've never seen a game with so many makeup. I mean, not makeup calls, but reverse calls and debated calls, and I've never seen so many reverses and just wrong call, switch to another call, wrong person called for fouls. Like it was very bad, man. I get referee fatigue kicks in once you get to the IHSSA, referees or whatever you call them. They'll be a lot more polished just because the games are a lot serious, a lot more serious. Things will be timely. Um, but like this stuff, like come on, man, like we're killing momentum of the game. Game's not about the cause. The game's about the game itself. But like all this dead time, like, there's probably like 4 or 5 instances where stuff like this was happening. Just kills the momentum. Knowing your guy's a flopper, you got to pay attention to this stuff right here. He's looking for it. He's trying to bait you. You got to get on the backside of him, even if you want to like kind of just do it slowly before the ball's taken out. Another key point is this: is um, when people score, um, what do you call it, timeout? Go back to the flopperoni. Yeah, so right here, you need to try to get on this side. Don't let him dictate where you're going. If he tries to impede your progress, the ref is going to call foul in the late game. But hit him with a jab step, get his ass going that way, and then get on the inside and just kind of seal him off, and then come towards the ball, and then defensive dribble, get out of there quick and go. Yeah, just like that. Boom. But stay on the front side. And the other thing is your man wasn't even looking. So your man's looking this way. Even though I know he's about to call timeout, but as soon as you get a breath of daylight, you need to be hey 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 hey, and so your man snaps and looks at you because that delay from him, if this isn't a timeout, that delay from Brody looking the rest way, or just looking to the left side of the court, maybe at 14, that delay coming back, this guy is delayed on the reach. Is probably a steal and a layup in the late game, maybe and one. Um, but those are just little things that um, make things happen faster. Is the audio behind your movement is hey 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 hey, blah 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 blah, or yell Brody's name. Those are attention grabbers as a guard. Um, 6 point game. With a break, trap, death zone, man, death zone. Got to stay out of it. It's one of those situations in a really competitive game. Catching a breather here. Controlling breathing is everything. You gotta big breaths, in and out slow. Big breaths, big breaths. Catch your breathing. That way, when they go 0 to 100, just like I was talking about, because they're racing the clock. A 3 ball puts them within scoring range. So this is what I'm saying. You gotta save your energy and be ready to go. Those few seconds of breath work can really save some energy. And then right here, boom, you need to snake in front of him. You need to cut his legs from under him. Go into him. If he's going this way, you need to kind of veer, and the ref is going to give it to you every time, just because you're the ball handler. You have the right of way. But I call that snake dribbling. Don't let him just ride you up. As soon as you have a leg, you got way more speed. You need to get in front and just either slow down in front of him, make him foul you, or just snake in front of him and keep doing what you're doing as far as getting to the free throw line and stuff like that. What you don't want to happen is for him to ride you up that sideline and then he feeds you right into a second defender. And then, our head was down the whole time or something like that. He's just handing you off to the secondary. But we ended up at the free throw line. We knocked down some clutchies. Love to see it. 40 something seconds. Still a damn close game. This is where executing. I'm into the game at this point, so the camera's not going to be fully accurate. Um, we gave up a lot of gimmies. For my inbounders in late game basketball, one, I believe that they changed the rule on this stuff right here. You do not let the scoring guy or whoever that is catch the ball and throw it at you. You do not grab the ball. This is lesson number one as far as timing goes. You do not allow him to throw you the ball. What you do is you let it bounce off your chest, but you do not actively have possession if you're this inbounder right here. If you're this guy, he throws his ball at you right here, because the timer starts as soon as you get both feet down right here. Nobody set. Nobody set. So what do you see a lot of times is um, you'll see them let the ball bounce. Everybody gets set, and then you pick up the ball, and then your five starts. But that is important as a guard. That needs to be burned into every basketball player at the high school levels brains, is that right there, is because that those few seconds can literally save you games from making mental errors in the clutch, because 14 feels rushed to get the ball out and then catch it, and then he's looking, nobody's open, there's no timeouts. What do? Turnover every time, especially in a close game. That should be a lot closer game. Or let's say we're down in this instance. Can't have it. Let the ball bounce. Do not let him throw it to you. And the other trick that you can do is, if he throws it to you, catch the ball, throw it to the ref. You get a couple more seconds right there. The ref is going to catch it. He's going to put his hand up. Then he's going to bounce you the ball back. The clock is stopped anyway. But what you don't want is for the immediate 5-second count. Like that right there, same thing again. Do not let that shit happen. Do not let it happen to you or to a teammate. Do not let that happen. And I'm pretty sure that the rule is changed on the high school collegiate level, is that first it's a warning, and then the second time it's a delay, or I believe it's a delay of game warning, and then secondly it's a technical or something like that, one shot plus the ball. Do not let them hand you the damn ball. Let it bounce, throw it to the baseline ref. And you see how fast the clock starts? Watch. Boom. One, two. Nobody's set. We're all moving. We're all jibber jabber. And then we get the ball to a center who inevitably gets fouled, but could have been a turnover. Could have been, a tip pass, XYZ. Like those are the little things that you'll see really good teams execute extremely well. Also, after a made basket, you can run the baseline. Do not let him hand you the ball. And if the ref ain't calling it, you need to look at the ref and be like, he's touching the ball. It's a delay of game. And then guess what? It's going to snap. They're human. Sometimes they forget. If you have a really good high school coach like Sharon or whoever your JV coach is, they're going to be yelling. If I'm there, you're going to hear me yelling. These are the little things, man. Know the game. Know the rules. Um, know what's expected of every piece, including coaches, players, refs, everything, man. That's the ball game. Game ended up being a lot closer than what it should have been, man. A lot closer. A lot of mental errors. But overall, it's a dub. We'll take it. Good sportsmanship by this guy. I was impressed there at the end. Um, Hell of a win, man. Super proud of y'all. Congratulations. Glad to see y'all happy. Glad to see y'all, fight through that adversity and get a dub at the end of the day, man. Champs. It's beautiful. Look forward to many more of them. So you guys are extremely talented, and we expect nothing less, man. But learn. The point of me doing the videos and the filming for you guys on the games that I can make it to, is so you can see yourself, so you can get better. Film is valuable, man. You can learn so much from film, and I'll try to break down and give you my perspective as much as I can. That way you can see the things from a person with a little bit more experience at a higher level, and um, you can know what to expect as you move through your high school careers. But like I said, man, overall, excellent job. And I'll probably make another film breakdown game two. Good deals.